What's up, everyone? This is SuperZombGBBQ coming back to you. It's been a long time, I know. Yeah, some people call me lazy. You know what? I'm back and hopefully a lot more active than I was beforehand. A lot of stuff has happened over the last couple of weeks, work-wise, life-wise. Things are changing for the better. I can tell you that much. And as a result, it is going to mean I'm going to be able to post more videos, which obviously is going to make you guys super happy because you obviously tune in, you watch, and you subscribe to me, which means a hell of a lot to me. And you stick with me because my subscribers hasn't dropped count. You eventually get the words right. I'm trying to do this whole thing where you don't edit. Hasn't dropped since, and I can only thank you guys so much for sticking with me. A lot has changed, and you know what? There's a few things I haven't talked about. So the first thing I want to say is, yep, I got the PCC Ryback card. Just going to go along to that here, and you can see it here. Good old Rycock right there with his awesome power and toughness, and a welcome down arrow for the meat hook clothesline master himself. And we've had a couple of extra WrestleMania cards as well. So I wanted to introduce those to you here. We have our pro Roman Reigns. Trust me, I am so proud of this card. You have no. If you don't know, I've had so many issues just pulling one Roman Reigns from the Fusion Chamber, and it's a long running joke that I cannot get a second Roman Reigns. Well, I proved all you doubters wrong, and I got myself a pro Roman Reigns. Proman, you are welcome to the team. And we have our pro Dean Ambrose. I introduced him in one of my last videos. Just literally saying hi to pro Dean Ambrose. He's an awesome card. Slightly annoyed that he's better than Eddie Guerrero because he hasn't quite reached that status yet. But hey, Eddie's Eddie, Dean's Dean. And everyone has big Deans. Anyway, now what you might have noticed on the left hand side in our ticker stream, which I think is one of the best things about my new layout, is that we do have a new Road to Glory coming this week after the People's Champion event, which means unfortunately the big guy, the normal WrestleMania big guy, is now redundant because we have ourselves a down arrow again with Kevin Owens. And if you tune into the next video, we got a Road to Glory introduction. As soon as it goes live, it'll be on this next video that is coming up after this. So be there or something else, I don't know. Eat Deans, I don't know. Lots to talk about Deans. Anyway, we also got ourselves a Brock Lesnar, who is a welcome addition because he's the second best card in the tier, other than obviously John Cena. Why that is the case, I don't know. And other than that, mostly the rest of it is complete filler. No, sorry, we did get ourselves a WrestleMania page. WrestleMania page and a Naomi as well. If I can pro Naomi or Paige, I mean, Paige would be amazing. I'm still lacking in the Divas section. But anything would be awesome. And don't talk to me about this abomination. I got myself another WrestleMania table. Oh! And a great during the Ryback PCC, so totally kicked me in the nuts because that was my WrestleMania pull. But hopefully I'll get my next one during Road to Glory. Other than that, you might see that I have a lot of legendary epics and survivors because I am building towards, and this was so hard for PCC, they need to increase the card limit at some point in the near future. Jesus! The Survivor Legendary and Epic cards, we have a lot of them, and I'm going to introduce you to some of my new Survivor cards. Because I do appreciate that not all of you are at WrestleMania tier, not all of you are at Legendary tier. In fact, some of you haven't even started playing the game, you're just trying to check it out. We have a couple of fusions here. My most recent fusion was another Blassie, which I'll show you in a second, but before that, it was Dean Ambrose. Moving down from here, lots of King of the Ring rewards. I got my first ever Survivor Sting. Yes, I've been playing hard with this game, hard Deans, since the Survivor tier started, and I've never ever pulled a Sting card other than the Surfer Sting. So this is a awesome card. And we actually have some throwbacks because when the throwbacks first came out, I actually got very, very lucky with the throwback packs. We have Bam Bam Bigelow. We have a pro of Butch, which one day I will pro. I don't know how, when, but I will do one day. Um, we have Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Jake the Snake Roberts, and we also have the Iron Sheik himself, Jabroni Man. And we then have Junkyard Dog. It's quite sad that his stats are so terrible, but hey ho. At least he's better than Roman Reigns. Psych. We also have 4 Blassies in the corner. So OP. And I know that one person, especially, will be very happy that I have 4 Blassies. Won't you, Edward? Won't you, Jonathan? Yeah, I thought you would. Anyway, we're going to move on to legendary cards. We do have a couple of throwbacks as well. My most favourite card in the game at the moment is Coco Beware. This looks awesome in the PCC charts when people are scrolling down and they see Frankie, who is Coco Beware's bird, on the left-hand side, just going caca. Anyway, with that in mind, I'm going to move on. I would love a Pro Big Boss Man, but I'm not expecting anything. He was one of my favourite wrestlers. Wasn't the greatest, but I'm not sure why he's pointing at his nipple, but hey, maybe he wants to be sexy. Jerry Sags, I only remember this guy from an episode of Man vs. Food where he cried like a bitch whilst eating lots of hot chicken wings. I imagine they were very, very hot. We also have the Bay herself. We have a legendary Miss Prode Kane. Yes, I know. It's a waste, but hey. And we have Diamond Dallas Page, who, oddly, I actually enjoyed the early parts of his WWE run. A lot of people hated it for him but hey, I liked it. It's good for me. On to the epics. We actually had a lot of throwback epic pros. We had pretty much a pro of every epic throwback card. Other than that, really, there's not really much additional that's added to here. Got a lot of pulls in PCC. Most of them are like Razor Ramon, Booker T, Undertaker, and Mark Henry. I also pulled myself the Shawn Michaels you're looking at here. All good for fusion food. So yeah, why have I been gone? Well, listen, I'm not going to say this is a commitment, but People's Champion as an event is starting to really grind on me. And I know that's kind of ironic because all you're doing is playing and playing and playing. PCC is good for what it is. It's not an event you could have every other week, which unfortunately means that I'm going to have to start actually giving up some of the cards, especially with Fusions coming along. Fusions are going to be around at some point in the future. My guess is the week of or the week after E3, before the next People's Champion event, if there is one. There's a big rumour that PCC may be scrapped or changed entirely. Me personally, if you're asking me, you need to move it to a monthly event, have it one-off, and have Road to Glory run maybe once every 3 weeks, and have a new event that just kind of runs constantly, run something fresh. Influxing the entire game with lots of event cards will only get you so far. It'll only mean that basically that when the better cards come out, you're going to have to start getting those. And if those are fusions, that either means spending a lot of money, and not many people have the opportunity to do that, or that means having to wait a long time with your cards being kind of mediocre. I know plenty of people who had all of the Survivor fusions sitting in a row, and they were struggling to get a pro. And you think that's like 10 weeks down the line almost. So they've got to think of something to get not just us as in the top players, if you can call us that, but to get everyone. But to get everyone excited about the game again. We're going to go into our King of the Ring awards in a minute, which I'm going to segue in, and we hopefully will have an awesome card. I'm hoping for a diva myself. Technically, there is absolutely nothing I need WrestleMania card-wise, and everything right now that comes out that chamber, unless it is a diva, is now completely fusion food. The only thing that isn't is probably a John Cena, who may end up in my deck if we get loads of left arrows in the future. But yeah, the fact of the matter is we need something to boost the game up, and maybe a card style game that requires you to use your WrestleMania cards. I don't know, or Survivor cards or Legendary cards, depending on what tier you are. Anyway, this has been SuperZombieGBBQ. It's not been a really big update as such. It's just been like a, hey guys, I'm still alive. Don't leave me just yet. I will promise to post more. Thank you all for being as loyal as you have. And because I know you're all waiting for it, Zoli.